In today's lecture, we will study about dual nature of radiation and matter. The syllabus for the year 2021 has been revised and the Davison-Garmer experiment has been deleted. All other sections have been retained. The total marks in board examination on this chapter will be 5 in the form of 3 for short answer type 2 question and 1 plus 1 very short answer type of questions, or it can be 3 marks for short answer type 2 questions and 2 marks for short answer type 1 question. The contents of this section are revision with notes and important formulae. Then these two items will be followed by question and answers. Very short answer type 1 and type 2, and long answers. We have also included objective type question and answer to help you in your competitive examinations. These include multiple choice, completion, true or false, and matching type of questions and answer. We are not given numerical problems as the same has been covered in our earlier videos on chapter 11 part A and part B. Please, these links have been given in the description part. Please click those links and get more details.
Let us summarize what we have studied in our chapters 11a and 11b. Revision. Let us revise electron emission and photoelectricity. Work function. The minimum energy needed for an electron to come out of the metal surface is called the work function. It is represented by the symbol phi, and sometimes W naught is also used. Energy greater than phi naught, that is the energy greater than work function required for electronic emission from metal surface can be supplied suitably by any one of the three methodologies, three phenomena. One is heating. That means if you heat the metal, the electrons gain energy and come out of the metal. This is called thermionic emission. The second phenomena is applying a strong electric field. When we apply a strong electric field, electrons gain the energy and come out of the metal. The third phenomena is irradiation or photoelectricity. Light from the sun or any other source falls on the metal, and the electrons absorb the energy and come out of the metal. This is called photoelectricity. Photoelectric effect is the phenomena of emission of electrons by metals when illuminated by light of suitable frequency. That is, suitable frequency is required for electrons to gain energy and come out of the material. Certain metals respond to ultraviolet light while others are sensitive even to visible light. That means the type of light can be either be ultraviolet light or a visible light. Photoelectric effect involves conversion of light energy into electrical energy. So, when a light energy falls on the material, it is a light energy. Electrons absorb and they constitute a current flow, which is electrical energy. It follows the law of conservation of energy. The photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process and possesses certain special features. Point number 3. Photoelectric current depends upon three parameters. One is the intensity of incident light. This will be explained in our subsequent slides. Number 2 is the potential difference applied between the two electrodes. And third variable is the nature of emitter material. Particle nature of light. The stopping potential V naught depends on the frequency of the incident light, and number 2, the nature of the emitter material. For a given frequency of incident light, it is independent of the intensity. The stopping potential is directly related to the maximum kinetic energy of the electrons emitted. Therefore, EV naught is equal to half mv max square, that is equal to K max. K max is the potential energy. This is the relationship. All these things we have studied in section 11.5 through various characteristic curves of the photoelectric effect. Below a certain frequency called threshold frequency nu naught, characteristics of the metal, no photoelectric emission takes place. That is, below threshold frequency there is no emission of electrons. Above threshold frequency, it is directly proportional to the kinetic energy, no matter how large the intensity may be. That means minimum frequency is a must. The classical wave theory could not explain the main features of photoelectric effect. Its picture of continuous absorption of energy from radiation could not explain the independence of K max on intensity, the existence of threshold frequency nu naught, and instantaneous nature of the process. Einstein explained these features on the basis of photon picture of light. According to this, light is composed of discrete packets of energy called quanta or photons. Each photon carries an energy E equals to h nu, where h is the Planck's constant and v is the velocity. E equals hv, and momentum p is equal to h by lambda, which depends on frequency v nu of the incident light and not on its intensity. Photoelectric emission from the metal surface occurs due to absorption of photon by an electron. This is the theory of Einstein. Einstein photoelectric equation is in accordance with the energy conservation law as applied to the photon absorption by an electron in the metal. The maximum kinetic energy, half V max square, is equal to the photon energy h nu minus the work function of the target metal. So, this equation he equated the kinetic energy equation half mv square, that is V max square, equals EV naught, electron volt EV naught, that is equal to hv minus phi naught. Therefore, rearranging this, we get h into V minus V naught, that is phi naught is equal to h into V naught. So, H they are taken common and this becomes V minus V naught. This photoelectric equation explains all features of the photoelectric effect. Millikan's first precise measurement confirmed the Einstein's photoelectric equation and obtained an accurate value of Planck's constant H. This led to the acceptance of particle or photon description of electromagnetic radiation introduced by Einstein. So, Einstein introduced the photon description of electromagnetic radiation, that is particles nature of the waves of the electromagnetic waves. Point number 8. Radiation has dual nature, wave and particle. The nature of experiment determines whether a wave or a particle description is best suited for understanding the experimental result. Reasoning that radiation matter should be symmetrical in nature. Louis Victor de Broglie attributed a wave-like character to matter, that is, the material particles. The waves associated with the moving material particles are called matter waves or de Broglie waves. De Broglie's hypothesis. De Broglie wavelength lambda associated with a moving particle is related to its momentum p as lambda is equal to h by p. Left side is a wave nature and right side is a particle nature. The dualism of the matter is inherent in the de Broglie's relation, which contains a wave concept lambda and a particle concept p, that is momentum. The de Broglie wavelength is independent of the charge and nature of the material particle. It is significantly measurable of the order of atomic planes spacing in crystals only in case of subatomic particles like electrons, protons, etc. due to small size or smallness of their masses and hence the momenta. However, it is indeed very small, quite beyond measurement in case of macroscopic objects commonly encountered in everyday life. Say for example, according to him, a ball is also a wave. Human beings are also a wave, but here we cannot measure the wavelengths. Only in case of small particles like electrons, protons and alpha particles, it is possible to measure the wavelength and prove it experimentally. Electron diffraction experiments by Davison and Germer and by G. P. Thomson as well as many later experiments have verified and confirmed the wave nature of electrons. De Broglie hypothesis of matter waves supports Bohr's concept of stationary orbits.
Please see the slide. In this slide, a table has been given indicating all important formulae. This slide will help you in answering numerical problems as well as objective type questions and other type of questions also in your board examinations. Let us recapitulate all the formulae. The explanations for these formulae have also been given in our earlier videos 11a and 11b. So first parameter is energy of a photon. It is given by E is equal to h nu or hc by lambda, where E is the energy, h is the Planck's constant and nu is the frequency, and c is the velocity of light in vacuum, of a wave in vacuum, and lambda is the wavelength. Formula number 2. Number of photons emitted per second is given by n is equal to p by E. Formula number 3. Momentum of photon. Momentum of photon is symbol of momentum of photon is P, that is equal to m into c, where m is the mass and c is the velocity in vacuum, that is equal to h nu by c, that is also equal to h by lambda, that's equal to e by c. So please remember all the formulae, that is p is equal to fc, that is equal to h nu by c equals h by lambda and equal to e by c. So the explanation for these items have been given earlier. Equivalent mass of photon is given by m is equal to h nu by c square, that's equal to e by c square, and that is equal to h by c lambda, where e is the energy and m is the mass. Work function. Work function is given by W naught equals W suffix naught is equal to h nu naught equal to hc by lambda naught. In some of the books, V naught is also mentioned for work function. That is, you can either write it as W naught or V naught. Formula number 6. Einstein's photoelectric equation is given by K max is equal to half mv square, where K is the kinetic energy, maximum kinetic energy, that's equal to m is mass and v is the velocity and square of the velocity, that is K max is equal to half mv square, which is also given by K max is equal to h nu minus w naught, that is equal to h into v nu minus nu naught, that is equal to h into c by lambda minus c by lambda naught. Formula number 7. Maximum kinetic energy of the ejected photoelectron. That is, for the ejected photoelectron will have some energy. That is given by the formula K max is equal to half mv square. That is equal to E into V naught, where V naught is the stopping potential. The stopping potential is also shown in different graphs while answering the questions, short type, long type, and other questions. Question number 8. Formula number 8. Kinetic energy of de Broglie waves is equal to K equals half mv square. That is equal to P square divided by 2m, where P is the momentum. Formula number 9. Momentum of de Broglie waves. Momentum P is equal to square root of 2 into mk, where m is the mass and k is the kinetic energy. Formula number 10. Wavelength of de Broglie waves, that is represented by the symbol lambda. Lambda is equal to h by p, that is equal to h over mv, that is equal to h over square root of 2mk. So the same thing also can be represented in some other form in terms of potential difference V. So lambda equals, that is given in the remarks column, that is fourth column, lambda equals h over, that is lambda is equal to h divided by square root of 2 into m into ev, that is equal to substituting the values of Planck's constant and other charge of E is the charge of an electron and mass of an electron, we get that's equal to 1.23 divided by square root of V. So in nanometer, this is in terms of nanometer. That can also be written as 12.27 divided by square root of V Armstrong, there where V is the potential difference in volts. Formula number 11. De Broglie wavelength associated with gas molecules. When we are considering gas molecule, the formula little bit changes. That is given by wavelength is lambda equals h Planck's constant divided by square root of 2mk into T. Here the term T is the temperature in degree Kelvin. This is for gases. And here K is the Boltzmann constant and M is the mass of molecules and T is the temperature in degree Kelvin. The value of Hc. The value of h Planck's constant into velocity is calculated as Hc is equal to 12,400 electron volts eV Armstrong units. Then value of Hc by E is given by Hc by E is equal to 1240 into 10 to the power of minus 9 EV electron volts meter. Please remember all this formula. The detailed explanations have been given in our videos 11A, 11B and 11C. And we are also answering some of these formulae in the subsequent slides. Very short answer and short answer questions. Question number 1. Define work function of a metal. Answer. The minimum energy required for an electron to escape from metal surface is called the work function of a metal. Define 1 electron volt. 1 electron volt is the energy gained by an electron when accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. That means when electron is accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt, then its energy is 1 electron volt. Question number 3. Define thermionic emission. Answer. Emission of electron from a metal surface when it is heated to sufficiently high temperatures is called thermionic emission. That is, the emission of electron due to heating or high temperature is thermionic emission. Therm means heat. Thermal means heat. Question number 4. Define field emission. An emission of electron from metal surface when it is subjected to high electric field of the order of 10 to the power of 8 volts is called field emission. Define photoelectric emission. Emission of electrons from metal surface when it is illuminated with light of suitable frequency is called photoelectric emission. Thus, we have thermionic emission where we heat and electrons come out of the metal, and this next one is field emission wherein the electrons gain energy from the field, high order field, and they come out of their metal surface. Then the third one is photoelectric. When the light falls on them, electrons gain light energy and come out of the metal surface. Who discovered, question number 6, who discovered photoelectric effect? It was discovered by Heinrich Hertz. Heinrich Hertz discovered photoelectric effect. Next question. Define threshold frequency of a metal. Answer. Threshold frequency of a metal is the minimum cutoff frequency of incident light below which, so threshold frequency is the minimum frequency, cutoff frequency of incident light below which no photoelectric emission takes place, irrespective of the intensity of the incident light. This also we have shown in the diagram. Question number 8. How photoelectric current depends on intensity of incident light. Above threshold frequency, photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity of incident light. So, once we cross the threshold frequency, photoelectric current I is directly proportional to intensity of incident light. Question number 9. What do you mean by saturation current? As the potential of collector is increased for radiation of certain high frequency and intensity, photoelectric current increases and reaches to a maximum constant value. The constant current is called saturation current. Question number 10. Define stopping potential of a given photosensitive metal. Answer. Stopping potential of a photosensitive metal is defined as the minimum negative potential applied to the collector at which photoelectric current just drops to zero. So, I will repeat the definition of stopping potential. Stopping potential is the minimum negative potential applied to the collector at which the photoelectric current just becomes zero. Question number 11. Give the mathematical relation between stopping potential and maximum kinetic energy of photoelectron. Answer. K max is given by K max is equal to E into V naught, where K max is the maximum kinetic energy, E is the charge of an electron, and V naught is the magnitude of the stopping potential. Question number 12. Give the graphical representation of photoelectric current with collector plate potential. That is, graph of current, photoelectric current versus plate potential. The graph is shown in the figure and explanation is given in our earlier videos 11a. In the horizontal or x-axis, we have collector plate potential V. This is V. And this is positive and negative. Negative potential is a retarding potential. In the y-axis, that is here, we have photoelectric current. So, the graph shows for any intensity I1, constant I1, intensity I1, if we increase the potential, the current increases in this form and then becomes saturated. Here is this portion. For more details, please refer our video 11a. Question number 13. Represent the variation of stopping potential with frequency of incident light graphically. Here, the question is to represent the variation of stopping potential with frequency. Stopping potential with frequency of the incident light graphically. He has not asked for explanations. Only graph is to be drawn. So, you draw the graph here. For any metal A, the variation V0 is the stopping potential. Here you see V0. For metal A, V0 is the stopping potential. After crossing V0, the value of stopping potential increases. As we increase the frequency of radiation, the stopping potential V0 increases. Similarly, for another metal B, V0 dash is the stopping potential. Here, you see, this is V0 dash. And above V0 dash, when we increase voltage or potential difference beyond V naught dash, the if we increase the frequency, then it increases. Stopping potential increases with frequency. Question number 14. Give the graphical representation of effect of frequency of incident radiation on stopping potential. Again, previously we had drawn the frequency versus stopping potential. He is again asking in a different form. So this is the stopping potential. You see, this is the retarding or the retarding potential minus V01, minus V02 and minus. This is a stopping potential. Beyond that, if we increase the corrector plate potential, it increases and becomes saturated. You see, where V1 is for one, when we keep one V1 constant and increase the collector plate potential, this variation is shown here. The current increases. The current increases with, if we increase the collector potential, the current also increases accordingly. Define quanta. Question number 15. Radiation energy is made up of discrete unit of energy called quanta. What is de Broglie wave? Answer. A wave associated with moving particles is called de Broglie. It is written as de Broglie, but it is de Broglie wave. Question number 18. What happens to the kinetic energy of photoelectrons if the intensity of incident radiation is increased? Kinetic energy remains same as kinetic energy is independent of intensity of incident radiation. Please note, kinetic energy is independent of intensity of incident radiation. Question number 19. Why sufficiently powerful AM radio signal cannot produce photoelectric effect? Answer. The energy of radio photon is less than the work function of any metal. So even sufficiently powerful AM radio signal, that is amplitude modulated radio signal, cannot produce photoelectric effect. Question number 20. Give the labeled schematic representation of experimental arrangement for the study of photoelectric effect. Please note, it is experimental arrangement. Only label diagram to be given. He has not asked for explanation. Answer. The setup, experimental setup for to study a photoelectric effect is given here. C is a collector plate and it is the light from sun falls on the photosensitive plate C, that is also called cathode. So when light falls on plate C, electrons are emitted. They gain energy and they travel through the positive. The plate A is kept at positive potential through an arrangement. Here is a voltage source. Positive plate is here and negative at the bottom. You see, and the potential can be varied through a potentiometer or a variable resistor shown with the arrow. So you can vary the voltage and it can be measured on V. When it goes like this, here we can make C positive or negative by reversing the commutator. So electrons are, when A is positive, electrons are attracted and a current is read in the form of a microammeter. This is the experimental setup. Question number 21. Name the factors on which maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons depend. Maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons depends on the nature of emitter and frequency of incident radiation. Question number 22. Give the Einstein's photoelectric equation and explain the terms. Answer. Einstein's photoelectric equation is given by the relationship K max equals h nu minus phi naught, where K max is the maximum kinetic energy, phi naught is the work function, and h is Planck's constant, and nu is the frequency of incident radiation. Question number 23. What is the threshold frequency of a photon for photoelectric emission from a metal of work function 1 electron volt? So in this question, he has asked us to calculate the threshold frequency of photon for a photoelectric emission from a metal function whose work function is 1 electron volt. Let us answer it. So threshold frequency is given by phi naught divided by h. The value of phi naught is 1 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 divided by the Planck's constant h is given by 6 is 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 34. That's equal to 2.41 into 10 to the power of 14 Hertz. Question number 24. Why the photoelectrons emitted from a metal surface for a certain radiation have different energies even if work function of the metal is a constant? I repeat the question. Why the photoelectrons emitted from a metal surface for a certain radiation have different energies even if work function of the metal is a constant? Answer. Work function is the minimum energy required for the electron in the highest level of conduction band to get out of the metal. Not all electrons in the metal belong to this level. They occupy a continuous band of levels. Consequently, for the same incident radiation, electrons knocked off from different levels come out with different energies. Hence, the certain radiations have different energies even though the work function of the metal is a constant. Question number 25. What is the significance of the slope of graph of stopping potential of an emitter versus frequency of incident radiation? That is, the significance of the slope of the graph stopping potential versus frequency. The slope of the graph of stopping potential of an emitter versus frequency of incident radiation is observed to be a constant. Please see the graph shown in the answer to the question number 13. The value of slope is measured to be h by E, where h is the Planck's constant and E is the charge of an electron, which is independent of the nature of emitter. Millikan calculated the value of h with the help of experimental value of slope and known value of E. That is, he calculated the value of h from the experimental value of slope and known value of E. The calculated value observed to be the to be matching with the Planck's constant exactly. Question number 26. Mention the relation for de Broglie wavelength. According to de Broglie theory, wavelength of matter wave associated with the particle of momentum p is given by lambda is equal to h by p. P is equal to mv. Here it is given here, and next is therefore the lambda is equal to h by p. Question number 27. Give the relationship between accelerating potential and de Broglie wavelength associated with a charged particle. Answer. De Broglie wavelength associated with a charged particle is given by the relationship lambda is equal to h by square root of 2mq into v. Now we will answer long answer type of questions. Explains Halbach's and Lenard's experimental observation. Wilhelm Wallach, Halbach and Philip Lenard conducted a detailed study of phenomena of photoelectric emission. Lenard observed that when ultraviolet radiations are allowed to fall on emitter plate of an evacuated glass tube enclosing two electrons, metal plates, current flows in the circuit. As soon as the ultraviolet radiation is stopped, the current flow also stops. Thus, light falling on the surface of emitter causes current in the external circuit. This also we have explained in the experiment, not explained, shown the diagram experimental setup to prove this phenomenon. Hallwachs observed that the uncharged zinc plate became positively charged when it is irradiated by ultraviolet light. Also, positive charge on the positively charged zinc plate gets enhanced when it is illuminated by ultraviolet. From the experimental observations, he concluded that zinc plate emits negatively charged particles under action of ultraviolet light. That is, when ultraviolet light falls on the zinc plate, negatively charged particles are emitted. Question number 2. Explain the effect of photoelectric current with collector plate potential. Means explain the effect of photoelectric current with collector plate potential. That is I versus V. If photoelectric current increases with increase in accelerating potential. That means if we increase the potential, the current also increases. At some stage, for a certain positive potential of plate, the photoelectric current becomes maximum and saturates. If the potential of plate A is further increased, the photocurrent remains same. This maximum value of photoelectric current is called saturation current. Please go back to our previous slides showing the graph of photoelectric currents versus collector plate potential and correlate this explanation with the graph. When the potential of the collector plate is made more and more negative with respect to plate emitter, the electrons are repelled and only the most energetic electron reach the collector. The photocurrent decreases rapidly until it drops to zero at a certain sharply defined critical value of negative potential V0. For a particular frequency of incident radiation, the minimum negative or retarding potential V0 given to the collector plate, for which the photoelectrons are completely stopped from reaching collector or photocurrent, becomes zero. This is called cutoff or stopping potential. Please see the graph below here. So for the photoelectric current, this is below V0. There is no current. The current becomes zero at V0. As we increase the collector potential, we pass from negative to positive. The current increases in this manner and it varies with respect to the intensity. For a particular intensity, the graph is same. Here I3 is greater than I2 and greater than I1. Question number 3. Mention the experimental observations of photoelectric effect. So, we had given the diagram in our earlier slide and here we are explaining the same. Answer. For a given photosensitive material and the frequency of radiation that is above threshold frequency, the photoelectric current is directly proportional to the intensity of incident light. 2. For a given photosensitive material, the frequency of incident radiation and saturation current is found to be proportional to the intensity of radiation, whereas stopping potential is independent of the intensity. For a given photosensitive material, there exists a certain minimum cutoff frequency of the incident radiation called the threshold frequency, below which no emission of photoelectrons takes place, no matter how intense the incident light is. Above the threshold frequency, the stopping potential and the maximum kinetic energy of emitted electron increases linearly with frequency and incident radiation, but is independent of its intensity. Point number 4. The photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process irrespective of the intensity of incident radiation. Question number 4. Explain the experimental observations with the help of Einstein's photoelectric equation. According to Einstein's theory, the basic elementary process involved in photoelectric effect is absorption of light quantum by electron. So, Einstein theory says the photoelectric effect absorption is due to light quantum absorbed by an electron. This process is instantaneous. Thus, irrespective of the intensity of photoelectric emission, is instantaneous. Point B. According to Einstein's equation, Kmax is equal to h nu minus phi naught maximum, where K depends linearly on nu, that is frequency. as phi naught is constant for a given metal. Also, Kmax is independent of intensity of radiation. These concepts are in good agreement with the experimental observation. This is due to the fact that according to Einstein's theory, photoelectric effect arises from the absorption of a single quantum of radiation by a single electron. Kmax is always non-negative. That is, the photoelectric emission is possible only if HV is greater than phi naught. See this equation, Kmax is equal to HV minus phi naught. So there is minimum phi naught below which there is no photoelectric emission. If HV is greater than phi naught, then only photoelectric emission is possible. Please note it. When V is greater V naught, where V naught is equal to phi naught by H. Thus, there exists a threshold frequency for the metal surface below which no photoelectric emission is possible. That means there is a minimum level of threshold frequency. No matter how intense the incident radiation may be or how long it falls on the surface. So, the duration and the intensity of the incident radiation is not that important, but only the threshold frequency is important. Point D. Intensity of radiation is proportional to the number of energy quanta per unit area per unit time. The greater the number of energy quanta available, the greater is the number of electrons absorbing the energy. Hence, intensity I is proportional to the number of energy quanta of unit area per unit time. The greater the number of energy of quanta is available, greater is the number of electrons. So, more electrons are generated. Hence, the number of electrons is also higher. This explains why for V greater than V naught, the electric potential is proportional to the photoelectric current is proportional to the intensity. Next question. Give characteristics of photon. Answer. 1. In interaction of radiation with matter, the radiation behaves as if it is made up of particles called photons. I will read again. Number 1. In interaction of radiation with matter, radiation behaves as if it is made up of particles called photons. Number 2. Each photon has energy E is equal to h nu, where nu is the frequency and momentum p is equal to h nu by c, where c is the speed of light. Number 3. All photons of light of particular frequency nu or wavelength lambda have the same energy and momentum, whatever the intensity of radiation may be. By increasing the intensity of light of a given wavelength, there is only an increase in number of photons per second crossing the given area. That is, intensity is directly proportional to the number of photons, or in the other way, number of photons is directly proportional to the intensity of light, with each photon having the same energy. Thus, photon energy is independent of intensity of radiation. Point number 4. Photons are electrically neutral and are not deflected by electric or magnetic field. So, photons are electrically neutral. Point number 5. In a photon-particle collision, such as photon-electron collision, the total energy and the total momentum are conserved. However, the number of photons may not be conserved in collision. The photon may be absorbed or a new photon may be created. So, the total energy and momentum only are conserved, but the number of photons are not conserved. Multiple choice questions. Number 1. Here, 4 options are given for a question. A question is given and answer is given in 4 options. You have to select the correct answer. So let us start with question number 1. The theory on the basis of photoelectric effect can be explained. So the theory can be corpuscular theory, wave theory, electromagnetic theory, and option D is quantum theory. You have to select the theory on the basis of which photoelectric effect can be explained. Answer is D. Question number 2. The photoelectric work function of a metal surface is 4.14 electron volts. The cutoff wavelength for this is, the 4 options are given: 4125 Armstrong, 2062.5 Armstrongs, part C 3000 Armstrongs, and part D 6000 Armstrongs. You have to choose the correct answer. The correct answer is C, because lambda is given by lambda is equal to hc by E, that is equal to 12.42 into 10 to the power of minus 7 electron volt meter divided by 4.14 electron volts. So that will be 3000 Armstrongs. Question number 3. If E1, E2, E3 and E4 are the respective kinetic energies of electron, deuteron, proton and neutron. That is, E1 is for kinetic energy of electron, E2 is for deuterion, and E3 is for proton, and E4 is for neutron, have the same de Broglie wavelength. Select the correct order in which those values would increase. So we have to arrange them in such a way in the increasing order of wavelength or kinetic energy. That is E1, E3, E4, E2. So we have to say which one is having the highest kinetic energy. So the correct answer is C, because lambda is equal to h divided by under square root of 2mk, where mk is constant. We have to calculate lambda for different particles, so that is for electron, deuterium, proton and neutron. Question number 4. When radiation of given frequency is incident upon different metals, the maximum kinetic energy of electrons emitted A decreases with increase in work function, increase with the increase of work function, remains same with the increase of work function, does not depend upon work function. That is, the kinetic energy depends on what? Whether it is depending is directly proportional to work function or inversely proportional to work function or remains same constant with work function and it is independent of the work function. Answer is A. That means kinetic energy, the maximum kinetic energy decreases with increase in work function. So that is h nu minus phi naught. If we increase the phi naught, kinetic energy, if we subtract it, if we increase that, the kinetic energy is decreasing. It is decreasing, subtracting. Question number 5. A proton, a neutron, a electron and alpha particles have the same kinetic energy. Then their de Broglie wavelengths compare as lambda E is equal to lambda P is equal to lambda N is equal to lambda A. Part B, lambda E is greater than lambda P greater than lambda N, lambda A. Or part C is lambda A is less than lambda P less than lambda N and lambda A. Part D, HP is equal to lambda N and lambda N greater than HA. Answer B. And the correct answer is B. That is, the wavelength of electron is more than wavelength of proton, that is more than neutron and the more than a alpha particle. So the formula is H equals lambda equals H by under root 2 mk, that is lambda is directly proportional to 1 over root m, square root of m. Question number 6. The monochromatic beam A and B of equal intensities I hit a screen. The number of photons hitting the screen by a beam A is twice that of beam B. The ratio of their frequencies will be 1:2, option B 2:1, option C 1:1, option D 1:3. Therefore, correct answer is A. That is, I is equal to NH nu. Question number 8. The following graph shows the variation of photoelectric current with anode potential for two light beams of same wavelength but different intensity. Find the correct relation. So the graph is given here. This graph. Variation of photoelectric current. Current is in y-axis and anode potential is on the x-axis. There are two light beams with intensity I1 and I2. But I1 and I2 and same wavelength. Find the correct relationship. So I1 is greater than I2. B. I1 is equal to I2. Option C. I1 is less than I2 and option D. I1 is less than or equal to I2. From this we have to find out. So if intensity is high, so part A correct is C. That is I1 is less than, here you see I1 is less than I2. Question number 9. Which of the following has maximum stopping potential when metal is illuminated by visible light? Option A blue, option B yellow, option C violet and option D red. Correct answer is option C, because violet is kinetic energy given by the relationship h nu minus phi naught. Ke max is maximum for violet. Question number 10. The slope of frequency of incident ray and stopping potential for a given surface will be, the slope is h by E. The correct answer is B. Question number 11. The threshold wavelength for a metal having work function phi naught is lambda naught. What is the threshold wavelength for a metal whose work function is phi naught by 2? The options are 4 times phi naught, option B 2 times lambda naught, or I will read the options once again. Option A 4 times lambda naught, option B 2 times lambda naught, option C lambda naught by 2, and option D lambda naught by 4. Answer is B, that is phi naught is equal to hc by lambda. So phi naught if we make it phi naught by 2, then the wavelength we have to calculate the value of lambda. So it becomes 2 times lambda naught. Question number 12. Maximum kinetic energy of emitted electron depends upon the frequency of incident photon. When frequency of incident photon is equal to the threshold frequency, half of the threshold frequency, greater than threshold frequency, and 1/3 of the threshold frequency. So kinetic energy depends on the frequency of radiation. When frequency of incident photon is part C, greater than the threshold frequency. This we have seen in the graph. Question number 13. The two particles have equal momentum. What is the ratio of their de Broglie wavelength? A 2, B 1, C 3, and D 0.5. Correct answer is B. That is, ratio is 1. That is given by the relationship lambda is equal to h by p. So when p is equal, lambda is equal to h. Identify the correct relation for the given diagram for the frequency. So if it is given here, it is given. So different anode potentials are given, V0, V1 and V3. So we have to identify the correct relation. So first relation is V1 is equal to V2, nu1 equal to nu2 equals nu3. B, nu1 greater than nu2 greater than nu3. And C, nu1 is less than V2 less than V3. Completion type question. Here the question is asked and we have to understand and fill up the blanks. Question number 1. The minimum energy required by a free electron to just escape from the metal surface is called. Please note here it is minimum energy, that is phi naught. We know that minimum energy is phi naught. So the gap is work function. So work function is the minimum energy. Question number 2. The maximum kinetic energy of emitted photoelectrons depend on the dash of incident radiation and nature of material. Answer is frequency. So the maximum kinetic energy depends on the frequency of incident radiation. Question number 3. The maximum kinetic energy of emitted photoelectrons is independent of dash incident radiation. Answer is intensity of incident radiation. That means the kinetic energy does not depend on intensity. Question number 4. the velocity of photon in different media is different. The velocity is different for different media because nu, that is the velocity, is given by c divided by mu. Nu equals c by mu. Mu is different for different media. Question number 5. The expression for de Broglie wavelength of an electron moving under a potential difference of V volts is, we have to remember the formula, lambda is equal to 12.27 divided by square root of V Armstrongs. The next question. The maximum energy, the minimum frequency required to eject an electron from the surface of metal surface is called threshold frequency. So, threshold frequency is the minimum frequency required to eject an electron from the surface of the metal. Question number 7. The photoelectric effect. Saturation current is not affected by decreasing the dash of incident radiation provided its intensity remains unchanged. That means for a given intensity, the saturation current is not affected on decreasing the wavelength or frequency of the radiation. Question number 8. The minimum energy required to escape electron from the metal surface is the work function. It is a repeat question. Question number 10. Photon is not a material particle, but it is a packet of dash. It is a packet of energy. So, photon is not a particle, but it is an energy. Question number 10. The intensity of radiation also depends upon the number of dash present in it. That is, number of intensity of radiation depends on the number of photons. Question number 11. Momentum of photon in different media is different. Question number 11. Waves are associated with dash particles. That is, matter waves are associated with moving particles. True or false type of questions. Question number 1. An electron and proton have the same Broglie wavelength. The kinetic energy of electron is greater than kinetic energy of proton. The statement is true because it is given by the formula lambda is equal to h by under root 2mk. Question number 2. The electron emission can be obtained from photoelectric emission only. It is false. We have three types of emissions: thermionic emission, field emission, and photoelectric emission. Photoelectric current varies linearly with intensity of incident radiation. It is true because as one electron causes the emission of another electron. The higher is the work function for a photosensitive material, the greater is the value of threshold frequency. True. That is 5 is equal to h nu naught. Maximum kinetic energy of ejected photoelectron depends on the intensity of incident light. It is false. Kinetic energy maximum kinetic depends on frequency of incident radiation. Photoelectric effect can be explained by wave nature of light. False. Photoelectric effect can be explained by Einstein using quantum theory. You note the difference, wave theory and using quantum theory. Photoelectrons are ejected with kinetic energy which ranges from 0 to Ke max. When the frequency of incident photon is greater than threshold frequency of the metal, it is true. Question number 8. Stopping potential depends on intensity of incident light. False. Stopping potential depends on frequency of the incident radiation. Question number 9. De Broglie wavelength of proton and deuteron are equal when accelerated by same potential. It is false. Question number 10. In photoelectric emission, the emitted photoelectrons are different for different kinetic energies. True, as it ranges from 0 to Ke max. Question number 11. Velocity of photons in different media is different. It is true, because velocity v or nu is given by E by C by mu. So nu equals C by mu. Hence velocity is different. And mu is different for different media, so the velocity is different. Question number 12. Emitted photoelectrons will possess maximum kinetic energy comparatively if we use light of blue color rather than red color. True. Ke max is equal to h nu minus phi naught, and velocity of blue color is greater than velocity of red. Certain statements are given in column A. We have to match with the correct statement or choice given in column B. So let us start with serial number 1 of 1A. If the frequency increase is increased, keeping intensity and work function constant, phi constant, stopping potential increases. Option B is Q, that is A matches with Q. Then next item is 1.B. If the intensity increases, keeping F and phi constant, then photoelectric current increases. Question number 2. The target material changes, intensity of incident photon changes. So we have three options in column B. So A matches, A is when the target material changes, kinetic energy of the photon also changes. 2B, intensity of incident photon changes. 2B is maximum kinetic energy remains same. Question number 3. A. The phenomena of electronic emission from the material surface is on heating. Please note on heating. It is called thermionic emission. That is A matches with R. 3B. The phenomena of electronic emission from the metal when radiation of suitable frequency falls on it. The correct answer matching is photoelectric emission. That is B is P. Question number 4. If the frequency F is increased, keeping the intensity on a given material, keeping the same intensity. So I is same. If F is increased, then option is maximum kinetic energy of electrons increases. That is, kinetic energy of electron depends on frequency. So B matches with P and A matches with R. B. If the frequency is kept same and the intensity of radiation is increased on the given material, then stopping potential remains same. Please refer the respective graphs.